invite here a person who many of you very likely know, because he's very famous. He's a very famous neurologist, and he has been the inspiration of Vets4Ukraine 2022 project. Basically, to cut a long story short, Vets4Ukraine 2022 was born following the example that these colleagues, neurology colleagues, organized. So they organize a series of webinars on neurology topics. I'm talking about Laurent Garosi, which I would invite here in our live, because I would like to thank him in person for the help, for the support, and for all the suggestions that he has given me and Paolo to set up these live episodes. Paolo, have we got Laurent?
Good evening.
Hello, Laurent. How are you? Thank you for being with us today. It's a real pleasure, even because this is the very first time that we see each other, we speak to each other looking in our eyes. So the very first contact was 2 months ago, when I sent a text or messenger to Laurent and say, look, Laurent, I would like to do something similar to what Vet Oracle has done. Can you help me? How did you organize that? And he gave me all the necessary information, and he suggested also the live platform with StreamYard, and for this, Paul and I and all the Vets4Ukraine community are very grateful to Laurent. So, Laurent, you are not in the UK.
No.
You are overseas. So
absolutely. But if I remember, if I'm correct, we actually spoke on a Sunday morning. I think you called me over the weekend, and that's what I love about all the campaign that have been running, and run by the vet. It was the spontaneity of this campaign, and it was not a matter of thinking twice. Are we going to do that? It was, we're going to do it. And you had exactly the same attitude. It was not like, oh, I'm not sure, I want to do it, tell me how we do it. And that's the way it started. And what was impressive is, I give you a few tips, but you literally took it to another level of what we did. And before we went on live, I mentioned to you the design is absolutely amazing, and it's very eye-catchy. And clearly with Paolo, you form an amazing team to have put all this together. And the last thing I would say is, there've been a lot of changes in the profession over the last few years, and we all know that there is more and more corporate ownership. But the fact of the matter is, it hasn't changed the fundamental DNA of the vet, and we are a caring profession. We care about our animal, we care about their owner, but we care about our colleague. And what you did and what we did previously just show what is our DNA, which is we are a caring profession.
We are caring for, in our profession, for our patients, but also for the human beings, no? Because we need to be caring. So we see here the slide. So you reached a very high amount of money, and would you be happy to mention all the people, all the colleagues that have helped you in this?
And we talk about spontaneity, but I tend to have this random idea, usually when I go swimming or I take the dog out, and I have this idea coming up more out of frustration that I need to do something, for Ukraine. And I contacted my old mate, Simon. We were always together, doing any project, Simon Platt. And he said, yeah, let's do it. And within 2 hours, I was emailing, the brilliant neurologists you see, Elsa Beltran, Olga Volk, Niklas Bergnot, Chris Falzon. And, there was not 1 ounce of hesitation from them. Again, the spontaneity was there. And I'm sure, I've seen you at so many people that came, to do talk for you. And I was impressed how quickly they reply, and it was a yes. There was no question about how it's going to happen. It was yes, I'm in, and that's fantastic. That's absolutely amazing.
You're right, because I remember when I after having spoken to you and I sent an email to, even before having organized anything, I just sent an email to 15 specialists. Actually, obviously, my main contacts were surgeons, okay, soft tissue surgeons. So I started to send the email to them, including some of my friend medics or oncologists, and I was really not very optimistic. I would say probably they are so busy that they will never they will never accept this type of commitment. And so within 24 hours, all 15 people I contacted, they were on board. We have created a WhatsApp group, and then from this beginning, then other specialists will say, oh, this is amazing what you're doing. I also would like to participate, to offer a webinar. So to the point that we were said, okay, now we need to organize these 15 people. Let organize all this, and then we will come back to you. And for example, Benoit is one of these person, because he immediately asked, oh, I would like to be on board, I would like to help. I said, yes, okay, Benoit, let me deal with the first 15, and then once we will probably we will extend the calendar, and then you will be on board. Therefore, I think, so what I feel is the amazing bit of everything is that we came together, all together, we did that, and to help someone else beyond the competition, beyond what is we live every day, maybe between specialists and different disciplines. Amazing. So and this brings me to ask you, because from our original group, we left out the neurologists, because we thought, okay, Vet Oracle has done this with neurologists and we don't want to overlap with them. But to be honest, we would be very honored if you wanted, if you had time.
Paolo warned me already.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we haven't spoken.
She's going to ask you.
So we would very honored to have you on board, but you don't have to say yes now.
Of course, I will. Of course,
it would be great to have you on board.
But Paolo knows you too well.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Laurent.
My pleasure. And again, well done to all of you.